Okay, this Granny Square is on page 115 of the Granny Square book, and it's more of a filet mesh. It's not as solid and filled in as the original ones we did. So this one may go a little faster, but I found if I use the size G hook instead of an H, I'm getting mine a little closer to the size I'm looking for, but you have to experiment and find out which works best for you. Okay, I still like using this much better than using that, although I'll refer to both. We'll bring this up a little bit. So we're going to start with a chain 4, slip stitch to form a ring, then we do chain 3, which counts as a double here and throughout, and then 3 double crochets in the ring, chain 3. So that actually makes a 4 double crochet pat right there, and then they want you to chain 3 and then do another 4, chain 3, 4, chain 3, 4, and you work your way around. It specifies it here too. Sometimes it's easier to actually look at more of a diagram than it does to read, because if it's constantly repetitive, saying the same thing over and over again, it's so easy to get lost. Sometimes the best way to do it would be to put a piece of paper, and then just that way it kind of keeps your eyes centered on whatever sentence you need to be centered on. Let's go ahead and get started. We start with a chain for slip knot and chain 4. And then slip stitch into the first chain from the hook. And then you chain 3. For me, it's a chain 2 because 3 makes it way too big. Then I kind of pull it apart a little bit. I want to find my circle or my center. Sometimes it's hard to find in the very beginning. But then you want to do 3 double crochets. The hardest one is that first one. Once you get in there and get your little hole, then it's a little bit easier. It's 1, 2, 3. Then it says chain. Let's see, make sure I get it right. Chain 3. So there's 2. One more makes 3. Now I catch my loose thread into my first ring as I go, so I don't have to weave it in. It'll be already woven in. So now we got to do 4 double crochets. Okay, there's my 4. Then we chain 3. Now it starts getting kind of tight, so when it gets tight, go ahead and pull like this, and that gives you a little bit more room, because we still got 8 more to do. So we do 4 more, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we chain 3. And 4 double crochets. Two more and we'll be done with this round. One more. And then chain 3. And then you do a slip stitch in the top of chain 3. And your first round is complete. So that's this one right here. Now, if we're going to follow the chart, we do chain 5, and then you do a double crochet in the last double crochet of the previous row. Now, when they say theirs, it's chain 5, which counts as your first double and 2 chains, which is right there. There's your first double, and there's your 2 chains. Okay, then you repeat what's after the asterisk. So it says skip, next 2 double crochets, double crochet in the next double crochet. So that's what we're going to do. We chain 5, skip a double crochet and double crochet in the center one, chain 2. So that's here. Here they have you do it in the, oh, they do it in the last one. I thought they did it in the middle one. So let me go to the last one. Let me skip this one. That's why I kind of like the chart. It gives me a chance to double check and make sure I'm following what they want. So we do it in the last one. Then chain 2. Now we're going to do the corner. And the corner is right here, double, let's see, chain 2, double, chain 2, double in the second chain from the next chain 3 space, which makes the corner. So we're doing double, chain 2, double in that chain 3 space. So a double, chain 2, double in that next chain 3 space, which is right here. Now we come around here, it's chain 2 and double in the first one, chain 2 and double in the last one. And the way that one would read is double, chain 2, double, okay, in the chain 3 space, then you chain 2. Now we go back up to the double asterisk. I don't see a double, so I guess we go back up here, skip, next 2 double crochets, double crochet, next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and second chain from the next chain 3, of the next chain 3 space, and then repeat it again. All right, so let's do that. So it's chain 2, double crochet in this one, which is actually the last one, because you have to skip 2, 1, 2, 2 chains. Now we're going to do the corner, chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 3 space, chain 2, double crochet in the first double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the last double crochet. They tell you to skip 2 double crochets, which is the same thing. Then double, chain 2, double in the same chain 3 space, chain 2, double in the first double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 double crochets and double crochet in the last double crochet, chain 2. Now we're at the corner, so it's chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 3 space, chain 2, and then you slip stitch in the third chain of your chain 5. Okay, so that gives you your second one. So you have your 2 doubles in the corner. You got 1, 2, which is here and here, and then you got your 2 doubles in the corner. Now we'll go to the next round, which would be round 3, where you see you have more double crochets in your corner. So if you just followed your chart, it would be chain 5, double crochet on top of the previous double crochet, chain 2, and then you do your corner. Now the way they say it is to chain 5, which represents your first double crochet, and chain 2, then 5 doubles in the next double crochet, chain 2. Oh no, I'm sorry, chain 5 is your first half. Then it's double crochet, next double crochet, which is right here, chain 2, then you do 4 doubles, chain 2, 4 doubles in the chain 3 space, which is right there. It's actually, they show chain 2 here. No. They only show 2, but yet up here they're saying chain 3 space. So sometimes it's off a little bit, but you still don't know that's the corner because they mentioned the corner, which is your chain, which is your corner stitch. So let's do that. So we're going to chain 5. Let me get this tail out of the way. I thought I had a pair of scissors. Here they are. See, now my tail is woven in, so I don't have to weave it in later. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 double crochet on top of a double, chain 2, and then we're going to do our corner. So that one's right here. chain 2. So that's this one and this one is this one and this one. So now we're going to chain 2 and we're going to do our corner. So I've already chained 2. Now into the corner we do 4 double crochets. It'll be tight, but that's the way this corner does. That's what gives you that nice crisp corner. And then you chain 2. Then you do your next corner, next side of your corner, which is 4 double crochets. Okay, your corner's done. Now it says to chain 2 and do a double crochet. Oh, I'm sorry, right here. Do a double crochet on top of this double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on top of that double crochet. So there's your 2 double crochets. And then there's your corner. So chain 2. In the beginning, sometimes it's hard to see where you're supposed to go, so take a moment and kind of spread out your work to see where you're at. And there's the second one. Chain 2. Now we've done this one and this one, so now we're going to do this one in that chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we chain 2. We do 4 more in the same space. That gives us our nice crisp corner. Okay, so now our corner's done. So if we go to our pattern, it says to chain 2, double on top of the double, chain 2, double on top of the double, chain 2, and do your next corner. So 1, 2, double on top of this double, chain 2, double on top of this double, chain 2, and then you do your 4 double crochets in the corner, and I'll meet you when I get around to the other side. Okay, to start this one, we start with a chain 4, slip stitch to form a ring. Then we chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet, and throughout, 3 doubles in the ring, chain 3. So then you do what's in the brackets, 4 double crochets, chain 3, 3 times. And that's what gets you all 4 corners. So let's start with our chain 4. There's my slip stitch. Now we chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the first chain, and that forms your ring. Now your ring is kind of hard to see in the beginning, but it's there. There it is. Chain 3. I do better if I chain 2, but that's just me. Now I want to make sure I get my tail inside my work, so double crochet in the middle of the ring, and I make sure my tail's part of it. Then do your double crochet. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's the third one. Chain 3. Okay, now then you want to do double crochet 4 times in the ring, if I can get my fingers around it. Double crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet, and fourth double crochet. Then chain 3. Then we do 4 double crochets in the same ring. Need 2 more, so that'll give us our 4. I'm at 3 now. And 4. Chain 3. And then 4 double crochets in your ring. Now if it gets kind of tight, I found if I pull, that kind of opens it up just a little bit, and you have enough room for your last 3 or 4 or however many the pattern requests. There's number 3, and there's number 4. Chain 3, and they want you to slip stitch in the 3rd chain of your foundation chain. Okay, I've done my slip stitch, so there's my 4 corners. Oh, I just dropped my hook. Give me a second to grab it. Okay, now the next thing it wants you to do is, if you follow the chart, you would chain 5, do a single crochet in that last double crochet here. So like me, I just chain 4 because that works best for me. Double crochet in this one. And it also shows it here. There's one here and the last one is here. Now we're going to do our corner, which is chain 2. Then it's double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in your chain 3 space. So let me do 2. Okay, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and then chain 2, and that brings us to here. Then we do a double crochet in our first double of our pat from the previous row, chain 2, double crochet in the 4th pat from the original one. So I've chained 2, so I want to do one in the first one, chain 2, one in the last one, chain 2. Now we're going to do our corner, which is a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2. Now we're going to repeat the double crochet here, chain 2 and a double crochet there. So double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the last one, chain 2. Now we're going to do our corner, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Now we're going to do one in the first one and one in the last one, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2. Now we're going to do our last corner, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and then we do a slip stitch into the 3rd chain. All right, so now we got our round 2 done, which has your 2 in the corner, these 2, 1, 2, and then the 2 in this corner. So now we're going to go up to this one here, which is 5 chains, and we're going to do a double crochet in the top of this one. Okay, because this double crochet represents this one, and this double crochet is part of that one. So as you can see, it continuously goes up and follows the same line. And here you got all the chains are going up on the same line. So there's your first one, and there's your second one. So we're going to chain 5, double crochet in this double crochet, chain 2. Now it shows us doing 4 doubles in this chain 2 corner, 2 chains and 4 doubles in this chain, in the same chain 2 corner, and then chain 2 and do this one, chain 2, do this one, chain 2, and then do to the next corner. So let's do our corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, and we do 4 in the same chain 2 corner, or chain 3, whichever you decided to do. Sometimes a chain 3 works better for some individuals. Sometimes a chain 2 works better. So it just depends on you. Usually I try to follow the pattern for the first time. Then after that, if I feel like I need to adjust it, I adjust it on the second one. Okay, then it's chain 2. You double crochet on top of this double crochet. Chain 2. Double crochet on top of that double crochet. Chain 2. Now we're to the corner. So we do the same thing, 4 double crochets, chain 2, 4 double crochets in this corner. Now we got to do our chain 2 and 4 doubles. So that'll finish off this corner. And as you can see, it makes a nice sharp corner. Okay, now we're going to continue on around, and I will meet you on the other side. Okay, I'm on my last corner, so I need to chain 2, 4 double crochets, just like I did in the first 3. And there's one more, that's 4. And then chain 2. Now I'm back to my beginning, so I slip stitch into the 3rd chain. All right, so that round is done. And that one would be this one right here we just completed. Now we're going to do this one up here. So it's chain 5, double in the same double crochet here, then double in the first double of your corner, and then chain 2, and then you do the same 4 doubles, chain 2, 4 doubles in your next corner. And then you'll complete that around. So that's 1. I do 4, not 5. I do my double crochet, chain 2, and I do 2 doubles in this one. I mean 1 double in this one in your corner, chain 2. Now I'm at my actual corner. So this is where you do your 4 double crochets, chain 2, 4 double crochets. So you're mimicking this corner here. You're right here at this point. The picture's always great to have. The wording comes in handy sometimes when the chart doesn't make sense, and sometimes the chart makes more sense than the word. So it's entirely up to you as an individual which works best for you, because no 2 people do things the same way. So I'm just showing using the chart. First I started showing using the words, but now I've shifted to the chart because for me the chart is a little easier. And then chain 2 and do 1 in the last one, because that would be the same as this one right here. Chain 2, and you're going in the last double of the chain 4. And then we do our chain 2, double in the double, chain 2, double in the double, chain 2, double in the double, just like we did on the previous side. Because by doubling in the double, that's what gives you that filet look, which is the open net, fishnet type look. Okay, I'm on my corner. 1, 2. So I get in my chain 2 space in my corner, or chain 3, whichever you prefer. I like the 2 because it's nice and neat, and I like mine to be nice and neat. 3, 4, chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we chain 2 and double in the last double of your previous corner. Chain 2, double in your double, chain 2, double in your double, chain 2, double in your double. Now we're to your next corner, and you want to do the same thing. 4 double crochets, chain 2, 4 double crochets. There's 3, there's number 4, then chain 2, and we do 4 doubles in the same space because that gives us our corner. There's 4, then we do 2 doubles, chain 2 in the last double of your previous corner, chain 2, double, chain 2, double, chain 2. Now we're to our last corner, so we do double crochet in the corner, chain 2, 4 double crochets in this corner, there's 3, 4, 2 doubles, do 4 more in this corner, and we're just about done with this round. That's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and we do 2 chains, redouble in the last double of your previous corner, chain 2, and then you slip stitch into the 3rd chain of your chain 5. Now that gives you the main part of your square. Now you can always check it against your square of your, if you're doing an Afghan and this is your size. Generally it's 4 rounds, and here we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, so that's pretty close. Now you could stop at this point and do your round 6 if you like, or you can add the last round they have, where they have 1 more round of open work, and then do your finish. So in this one I'm going to do the last round and then I'm going to finish. The finish would be the same as here. The only difference is you're not going to have this 4 double crochets in the middle that you have on this one. And that's what I've done here. I didn't get my 4 double crochets in it. I just skipped it all together. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I did this one with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I finished it with 4. That's how come you don't have the 4 double crochets in it. I thought I had one made completed, but I don't see it. But it makes it extra big. And since I did this one on an H, you can see the difference between the H and the G. So I'll go ahead and finish this with all the rounds. So round 5, you've got your, now they want you to turn your work and go back this way, and I don't see why you need to turn your work and go this way, because it just seems a little awkward. I'm going to continue up and go around this way like I normally would, so I didn't have chain 3, and then 2 double crochets in this chain 2 space and a double crochet here, along with this double crochet with chain 2, double crochet, and repeat it around that one. So let's start it. So chain 3, I only chain 2, 2 doubles in the chain 2 space, and another double here. Now we're going to go back to our regular pattern. Chain 2, double crochet in your next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the corner of your chain 4 corner space, chain 2. Now we're going to do 4. No, this one is just doing the 2. And I want you to chain 3, because you can see right here it's chain 3. It just makes it a little bit bigger. Double in that chain 2 corner space, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Oops, I missed. See, I'm back to the center. So this is where they want you to do the 4 double crochets. So we're going to do 4 double crochets in this one. So 1 on the end. Oops, I did 2 chains right there, and I shut down there. Okay, so there's my double. Now I do 2 doubles in the middle. I do a double on the end. Then I chain 2, double and top of the double, chain 2, double on top of the double. This is all repetitive. Chain 2, double on top of the double, chain 2. Now we're in the corner, so it's chain 2, a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, 2 chains, double over here, 2 doubles, see, and that we're almost to the middle, which is right here, so chain 2, in the middle, and 2 doubles in the middle, double in the last one, chain 2, double in the next one, chain 2, double in the next one, chain 2, and continue around till you get to this point. I'll meet you back there. Okay, I've just finished my last corner. Now I chain 2, double in the last double crochet of previous corner, chain 2, double crochet on top of your double, chain 2, and then you slip stitch in the 3rd chain. All right, so now we've got that row done. So see, if we stopped here, it's just about the same size. Or you could always stop one below and then finish off, and that would work too. So it's entirely up to you if you have a size you're working with. If not, and you have this size you're working with, you can make them work this size. Because each one has a tendency to come out a little bit different. See, this one's a little bit bigger, not much. And this one is a little bit bigger, 1, 2, 3. Of course, this was done with red heart, and as you can see, the red heart yarn is much thicker than this Encore yarn. So each one is different depending on the yarn you're using, and you have to work with what your yarn you're able to get. Now we're going to do our final one, which is chain 1, single in the first 3 doubles, and then in the corner you do 2 singles, chain 2, 2 singles in the chain 2 space, single in next double crochet 3 times. So it's 2 singles in the chain 2 space, and then you have to do a chain 2. They're not, for some reason she didn't mention it, that she kind of missed that. But here, oh, it's chain 3. Oh, so it's here. So it's chain 2, 2 singles, chain 3, 2 singles in the next chain 3 space. So sometimes this helps, sometimes this helps. So you just have, it depends on which one you're working with. So we're starting here with a chain 1 and then single on top of your chain 3, then single there, single, single, then singles in each of these 2, single, 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 until you get to your corner. So we're going to chain 1, single, that's 1. This just gives you a nice border, 2, 3, because this chain 1 was your first one. Then you do 2 single crochets in your chain 2 space, then you do a single on top of your double, 2 singles, and then you do a single on top of your double, single in your chain 2 space. So you're basically just making a nice quiet little border. So there's that last single in the double, and then it wants to do 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets in the same corner, double on top of your double, see what happens when I do my chain 3. That's to me too lumpy. I really don't care for that. That's too lumpy. So I would rather make that a chain 2 instead of a chain 3. Being a corner, chain 2, 2 singles, and then we do a single crochet, in the double, then two singles in the chain 2 space, single on top of the double, single in the chain 2 space. Now we do a single on top of each of these doubles, so there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do 2 singles in your chain 2 space, single on top of the double, 2 singles in the next space. It's very repetitious going around, but you have to do it in order to give you a nice finished look. So now we do 2 singles in this chain 2 space, single in this double, 2 singles here. Now we're to our next corner where we do a single in our double crochet, 2 singles. And I found chain 2 works better for me, but a chain 3 may work better for you. It's entirely up to you which way you want to do it. You see how my has a nicer look in comparison to that big bump I had before. And I just keep going around and I'll meet you at the other end. Okay, I'm down to the last little bit, and I'm going to show you a nice way to finish off so you don't have a little lump at the end. So you do your I'm in my last corner, 2 singles, chain 2, 2 singles, chain, single in your top of your previous double, chain 2, single 2, single on top of your double, chain 2, single on top of your double, chain 2. Okay, now I'm at the end, and the normal way to end is you would slip stitch here and do that, and then do a chain out, and you wind up with this little nubby. Like you can see, let me increase this up a little bit. It makes kind of like a little nubby right there, and when you go to weave it in, it has a tendency to pop up and you don't have a nice finished look. You always see that little line. So I found another way to finish off. So you don't do that last chain. You just stop at that point. Hope I can get this to a nice level so you can see it. Trim your tail. Put your needle through your end, like I showed you in a previous video. There. Now, what I do is I pull this till it's about the same size as my other chains. You go inside that loop, but don't pull it tight, just pull it through, and then you come over. I always skip the first one because it's kind of close, and go to the second one and pull it. And then you go back through that same loop and go straight down through your work. And when you pull this, it gives you a nice finished edge. And you keep pulling it until you get it the same, you want it to be roughly the same size as all your others. And then I go ahead and finish it at this point. Should have made my tail a hair longer. That's okay. You'll see when you're finished. See, I didn't pull that closed quite as much as I should have. I should have tightened that little first loop just a little bit more so it kind of sticks up a bit. But when you look at the other ones, you can't see it. I can see if I can find where it is. I'm looking for my chains. I can't even find where I began. Okay, well, that's how you do that kind of a closing. You can close it that way, or you can close it the standard way. It's entirely up to you. Thank you for watching. I will do my next video in a couple of days.